Welcome to the Connie G Show, everybody. My name is Conrad, and how are you, buddy? Today is January 12th, 2023, the year of our Lord. It's approximately 7:39 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm broadcasting to you live to tape from the great state of Oklahoma, specifically on my property in my shed in Prague, Oklahoma. If you're hearing a little bit of noise in the background, my apologies. It is very cold outside. Not very cold outside, but cold outside, and I plugged in a heater over here. It's a fireplace heater. I can't see it behind the light, but it's noisy because it's fire. I mean, it's fake fire. And that's what makes it noisy. So, I got that going on, and I'll see how it sounds. Most people, professionals, would test it. They would record something and go back and listen and see if you can hear it. I can hear it. Therefore, I'm imagining you can hear it. It's kind of annoying, but I'm colder than, what am I going to do? Move it or put a blanket over it? It'll catch on fire, dummy. It'll be fine. So, If need be, I will get a different heating device. And that's probably necessary anyways, just because this one is noisy. It bothers me. So yeah. If you're watching this, thank you. You've subscribed to Con Radio YouTube. Okay? YouTube's a website and Con Radio's on it, and you've subscribed over there at Con Radio. Thank you. And maybe you're listening to the Connie G Show on iTunes or Spotify, and that's great, and stay there. I don't care. You can also listen to the Connie G Show on Con Radio. It has its own feed on iTunes and Spotify, in addition to the YouTube channel, and you can listen to it there, and all the things that I'm a part of, as far as the Connie G Show and those guys from Wichita, comedy podcasts, whatever, they're there. And then we also have Patreon, same deal. It's still free. Those guys from Wichita probably won't be eventually, so we're going to try to. This show probably will be free because it's just me sitting inside of a shed talking to you about what I'm thinking about, and I don't feel good charging. I don't feel good charging about any of it. But at some point, people are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm working on a podcast." Well, do you make any money? It's like, I don't even try, So I don't really care. I just feel like I should say it. I don't know. So anyways, thank you for finding it. However you found it, whatever digital naval ship, whatever digital ship brought you here, thank you. I appreciate it. So my kids are at wrestling practice. My wife's over there too, and they're probably home now. We got a new puppy. I walked in the door. I've had just the worst day ever. No idea. That's not true. I've had a day that's crummy. I'll put it that way. Clearly, yeah. I hate it when I do that. I've obviously, it's not the worst day ever. I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's not. So, I want to go into my day, and it's a frustrating day, is what I would say. One of those days where you feel like you did not get done at all what you wanted to get done, and in fact, you added 10 other problems and never solved the one that this day was supposed to be. I mean, you got 100 problems to solve today, Conrad. Okay, pick one. It doesn't matter. There's some of them. There's an order. Some of them there you can't solve this problem until you solve this problem. You got 100 problems to solve, so pick one, and then it doesn't matter. And it's like, I picked this one. I just picked it. I woke up. I said, I'm going to get this done. It's been on the top of both me and my partner, Shannon, my cousin, Shannon. We're building that taco shop. This one's been on the top of our minds the whole time. I'm going to solve this problem today. And I picked it. I picked that problem. And then I didn't solve it, wasted the whole day, and then created a new problem. That's my day. That's why I felt like it's the worst day ever, because, yesterday. I had a day where I wasn't sure which project I was going to pick, and I just kind of floated. Ooh, floated into the taco shop, and yeah, when I got there, I was like, I think I'm gonna go work on that, and I just worked on it all day, and felt like at the end, it's like I got something done. And Shannon the same way. We didn't talk to each other until the very end of the day yesterday. We sat in the dark in our lobby, and speculated on our future. And sometimes you got to do that. A lot of time you got to do that, especially when you're in this building in this phase, man. And it's just supporting each other mentally, basically, is what we're doing when we do that. Because we don't know. We're talking as if we know what's going to happen, and we have no idea. But we get deeper and deeper and deeper into our breakdown. So that was yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. I worked in the arcade, or the aircade, trademark, and I got it going. I mean, it's not done yet. And so today I thought, okay, I'm sorry. I'm frazzled. I got this heater going. Let me break it down for you this way. I'm going to break it down for you simply. Listen to the Connie G Show on Con Radio's YouTube or on Con Radio. Search for Con Radio. The Connie G Show will be there. Go to Patreon. It'll be there. It's free. If you want to listen to more stuff, Con Radio is a great place to go because there's other shit there. If you just want the Connie G Show, find it on iTunes, Spotify, or on Con Radio's YouTube. That's it. Okay? If you want to support the show, you can sign up on Patreon on Con Radio. If you also want to support the show, you can go to thewaterhead.com. Thewaterhead.com. And buy yourself CBD drugs through Diamond. You just click on the link. It says CBD drugs. Click it. Takes you to a place that sells CBD drugs. Usually there's like buy one, get one, BOGOs all day, coupons. Buy your drugs. I get half the money of what you bought. So if you spend $60 in drugs, I get $30. If you spend $2,000 in drugs, I get $1,000. And it's not 50-50 split, but gosh, it's something, guys. I get something, okay? That's the business. And I never say it, so I'm saying it. And then I'm also saying yesterday and the past week and the past month and the past year, everything's been great. Everything. We have figured it out. We have made it here. It's all happening, baby. And that brings me to just today. I'm here to talk to you about what happened today. And then I have thoughts on, if I have time, I have thoughts on something else that's even more important, but doesn't really affect me. So I woke up. I might be allergic to this room. My wife said I might be allergic. I think I am. I get runny nose when I'm out here. No runny nose all day, runny nose out here. And I always think it's probably because I don't talk all day. Like that's, in my mind, and that totally relates to what I'm about to say. Because in my mind, that's how things work, guys. I understand that there's research that people have done to give you answers on how things work. In my mind, I go, this is probably what's happening. Never research it again. Never. Even if you need an answer, don't look. You know the answer, you think, in your head. Let the world prove you wrong. Ugh. Fuck. So stupid. So I woke up today. Since we bought OK Taco Company, since we bought the building that OK Taco Company is going to be in, okay? There was a soda machine, a 6 dispenser with an ice in the middle. You put ice on the top, ice dispenser, soda machine. It has a compressor, right? That you hook up. It's got what is that called? Yeah, what It's like a compressor. Not a spritzer. What the? It's got the jug. Okay, it's got the pumps. It's got all the pumps on the back of a table screwed to it. It's got the compressor underneath. It's got the CO2 bottles, and it's like the fizzer, whatever the thing is. You know what I mean? Whatever. God, stupid. That's all I've been doing today is talking about these words, and it just has escaped me. But it had that, okay? And so when we bought this place, it's like, oh my God, it already has a soda machine. Because they're valuable. I mean, they're thousands of dollars new if you get especially a 6-ganger with an ice dispenser on top. An ice maker on top's you better double it, buddy. Maybe triple it. Those are even more ridiculous. But, it's got the ice holder with the dispenser that you pour 5-gallon buckets of ice in. And Shannon, immediately, when we buy this, like when we're not going through all the other stuff in the shop, the painting or, whatever we're doing, electrical work and plumbing, all the stuff we're not licensed to do that we do because we don't have any money and we can't pay somebody to do this crap, guys. They give us quotes of thousands of dollars. We can do it for $54 in parts. Yeah, we don't have a license and we don't know if it works, but it's going to be better than what it is now, which is, anyways. In between real life projects, Shannon would always be gravitated to the soda machine, and I'm past it. Like I don't even comprehend it. That's kind of my thing. Like I know how much they are, and it's like I don't know what to do. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even want to learn it because I'm trying. Like I have a big vision, and I'm going through these, and Shannon does too. He's with me. He's following my vision, and he realizes when I'm in like the silent phase of looking around and being like, "What are we gonna?" Like a robot. I'm doing that. And so he's gravitated towards this soda machine. And he starts taking it apart and learning it and fixing it and learning it. And he discovers which pumps are bad. And he figures out how all of this stuff works on this machine. He finds the part manual and he's got it all figured out. And I'm like, I don't care, dude. And I'm passive about it because I don't care right at that moment. I do care because now it's like, now what are we doing for soda? Like I can't even let my steps be mixed up. In the dream building, you know what I mean? In the vision building, I can't let the steps. It's like I don't have time for soda right now. I'm dream building. Duh. We got to figure all this out. What are you talking about soda? But in a way, he was correct. I mean, in every way, he was correct in the sense of you're gonna have to figure this out at some point. You're gonna have soda here, and I'm such an idiot and autistic or whatever, and so I'm like, yeah, I know. I hate soda though, so I don't want to think about it right now. That's I don't drink soda, not because I'll drink a soda. I don't have like that weird, I don't ever drink soda. It's too sweet for me. Like I enjoy it, but I just don't, I understand I just don't do it. It's like I do enough bad stuff to my body and I don't need to add, I already add the baddest stuff. Why would I add casual badness? It's kind of my thing. So I don't drink soda. So I don't like to think about soda. So I don't like to think about the people that order soda. I think it's a ripoff. I think that paying $2.80 for a drink is outrageous. I think that's all of that stuff. So I hate it. I'm anti-soda. But I'm also running a business that has to sell soda to people that want to drink it. So today was the day. I was like, I'll find us a freaking soda machine, dude. And this is the long and short of it, buddy. It's long. A couple months back, I found a older drop-in soda machine that supposedly worked, had all the bib pumps, had everything, okay? I'd found it on Facebook Marketplace, and it was like $350, and somebody had been using it in their home, and it works. All of them work, it works. It's for the bagged soda, all that stuff. And so that got trapped inside one of those little chunks of styrofoam that your brain's made of. So I had that, chunk in there. That's months ago. Well, periodically I will look at Facebook Marketplace for soda machines because it's one of the things on that big list that I'm talking about. And then I found this one from somebody that has a pretty good rating, that sells quite a bit of stuff on Facebook, and it's not like, because there's a lot of scams on there, clearly. And so it's like, this person seems to be actually selling the stuff. And the unit that she was selling looked an awful lot, and it was in the same area, but it was $100 more, as the soda machine that I was going to buy. You know, the four-ganger that worked with the bib pumps, and it came with all that stuff. And I thought what had happened is, and I just convinced myself that this is true. I had no proof. I didn't ask the question. I said, here's what happened. And I acted like that was true. Is I thought that the woman that I bought a soda machine from today had bought the other soda machine for $250 and then immediately listed it for $350. And I was like, I'll buy it for $300. And I did. And I said, it's got everything. That's my logic. That's what I got going in. It makes perfect sense. We needed the pumps, their backup pumps, the dispensers, all this stuff. And if you're watching this, you're getting a better view because I'm doing the whole face rubbing and head in my hands thing because I'm just telling you exactly what happened. So I tell my wife, because I'm antisocial and have high anxiety and I'm autistic and I want answers. I'd already messaged the woman and asked, hey, do you still have this soda machine for sale? And she said yes. So I told my wife to message her. And then, because I can't talk to gypsies. I can't barter with gypsies. I can't do it. I can tell my wife, this thing's not worth that. Tell her $300 or tell her $200 or whatever and see if she's willing to move. Could told her $50 and bought this piece of shit. Anyways, we settle on $300. It's in Edmond, Oklahoma, which is an hour from my house to the shop. So this morning, we decide, my wife and I, we're going to go buy this. My wife doesn't have to be involved except for the fact that I'm antisocial. And I don't want to take Shannon because it takes him away from, we can't both be gone to go buy shit. Sometimes we go on a shopping day to get stuff, but we can't both be gone. I mean, you lose, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be done at the shop. You lose that person. So you can't be gone. And he's got a project that he's already working on. So he gets to actually finish something today. And so we head in, me and my wife, and we buy this. We get there, and now you're messaging somebody. You're taking part of their day. They're probably at work, obviously. They have to leave work to come meet us to sell us a soda. I can't back out on them when I see it. But when I see it, I go, in my head, I don't say anything out loud. I've already failed. This isn't right. These dispensers aren't right. Something's wrong here. This doesn't work. And I don't know much about it. I don't do enough research. I don't know, but something's wrong. This isn't right. This is real. These really exist. They worked at some point. But this isn't right. And so we buy it, and I put it in the truck, and she's like, it's heavy. It's like, whatever. I put it in the truck. I'm super duper strong. And then we get into the rest of the story. So we get in the truck, and it's kind of nice. My wife and I don't spend much time just together and like doing something, and it's really awkward, actually. I don't even want to listen to political talk radio. I just want to should we have something on? I mean, we both know everything about each other that's going on because we talk at night. Most times we talk at night, and so we know everything about everything. But when you're riding with somebody, it's like I'm locked in. I'm in soda world. I'm driving there, and I'm not only thinking about. I'm thinking about buying there's a whole buying the boxes that the bags are in, and going with a distributor or without a distributor, not using Coca-Cola because you don't want to be handcuffed to them. All these different things that I'm trying to figure out that I don't know anything about are going through my brain. So I'm not even talking. And then there's the the other side of everything else we have to do, and then everything we should do, and then different ways to approach different things, and all these different things you think about when you're opening a business or when you're starting a business. You're thinking about, and it's fun and it gives you a lot to think about. But when you're with somebody, it's like, I guess we're going to drive for an hour, and you don't have the kids with you as like an excuse not to talk about serious issues or something. So it's like, should we be talking about stuff? And I'm like, I don't want to right now. So we didn't talk on the way up. We listened to some radio, and I got to, my wife, which I already knew, obviously we've been married half my life, but she likes to say her thoughts, but in question form, in ways that I can't answer. And she does it to me all the time. That's all she does. And most times I don't answer. I can't answer it because it's a thought that she's having, and I can't, but she just says it out loud, a question. And I was trying to be funny today, and it did not work like it doesn't on this show. I was trying to be funny a couple times today where we were driving to get the soda machine, and she was like, the first time happened where there's a bunch of construction going on Route 66, because we were taking 66 from Davenport to Edmond. And so get your map out, your atlas, draw it. She said, you think they're going to widen this? You think that's what they're doing here? They're going to make this 4-lane or something, widen it? And I was like, I have no idea what they're doing. I mean, I don't work for ODOT. I'm not part of the construction process. I don't drive north on 60. I haven't since September. You know what I mean? Since we bought the shop, I don't travel, and I don't stop and ask them what they're doing on this road. I have no idea what they're doing, Heather. I mean, you're the exact same position I am. We drive by this construction and go, I wonder what they're doing. That's it. But she's like, you think they're going to do that? And it's like, why would you ask me that? I have no idea. I'm thinking about soda right now. So, but that's what she does. She asks questions that can't be answered except for her sometimes. She's like, did I ever see that movie? I don't know. But if I did know that you had seen a movie, she'll do that to me sometimes. Have I watched that? If I know that you have watched it, but you still don't know, you should still probably watch it again. There's just me saying yeah, we watched that, and you being like, okay, I remember now. I think I remember. I kind of remember. You obviously don't, because you just asked me if you watched it, and it didn't leave that much of an impression. So we go there. My wife knows none of this stuff, as far as me being stupid on soda machines, me not, knowing what I'm buying. She doesn't care. She's like, he says he wants it or needs it or whatever, for the shop, I think. I don't know. So what I mean is, she's no backup. When the garage door opens, that is filled with smoke. 2 women pulled up. Okay, we get to this place in Edmond. Luckily, it wasn't a terrible neighborhood. It was kind of not a great neighborhood. Probably, what is that? It's not rent controlled. Maybe rent controlled. So, you realize the difference when you transact via social media of somebody's profile picture and what they actually are. And it's always astonishing. But this person, has a profile picture that portrays her in one way, and then you see her in real life and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the different monster. But I see the resemblance. And she gets pulled up. So 2 monsters pull up as we've been parked at their house waiting to pick up the soda machine. 2 monsters pull up, smoking inside of their tiny car. I don't care. I'm not anti-smoking. I don't care. But I do know they're going to reek of smoke. And they did. And that whole garage reeked of smoke. And there was some sort of animal monster behind a door that wanted to kill me the whole time. All of this adds to my anxiety. I don't like questioning the smokers, and I don't like questioning people that own large, angry dogs like pit bulls. And I don't like bartering with them. And to be honest with you, I don't like bartering with anybody or confrontation of that sort, because I usually already know the answers in my head of everything I'm thinking, and it's like I don't want to cause the problem that I am with the person that I don't want to. So I can't be in confrontational. So I just go in and I grab the shit like I'm a mover, and we move it out. But I know it's wrong the moment I see it. I know it's wrong. And then we go to Sam's Club. I tell my wife, I say, hey, I want to go to that Sam's Club. I want to go to Sam's Club because I wanted, in my brain, I want to walk around, take a loop around and see if there is any bags of soda. I'm going to try to get this machine to work today. This is my goal today. Get a soda machine that works independently without Coca-Cola being there, without a representative. This is my goal. So can you find a Sam's that is on the highway that takes us to Shawnee or takes us back home? Which, in a way, every highway takes us back home. So it is kind of confusing for my wife. So she searches Sam's Club. There's 9 Sam's Clubs within a 4-mile radius. I was like, I want the one, and I was like, it should be by Swadley's Barbecue, because one time I took Shannon to Sam's and we stopped and ate at Swadley's. I said, just search for Swadley's. And she didn't understand what I was saying. I probably mumbled it. I probably said it too low. So I search on my phone, Swadley's. We're on our way. It's 4 miles away. We find it, but that was the second Heatherism. Have we ever eaten at Swadley's? Didn't we eat at Swadley's one time? Have we done that? And I was like, I mean, I don't know, Heather. Maybe. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. But if we have, what does it matter? I mean, you don't remember doing it because you're asking me. If I tell you we did it, how does that satisfy you? And she didn't like my humor in that. And she's like, I'm just saying, like, I think we took a trip down here with Jonah when he was a baby. And it's like, you want me to remember if I ate at a barbecue place 10 years ago with an infant? You know? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember what I'm doing yesterday a lot of times. So, we find Sam's Club. We get there. My wife is cold and has to go pee, like most wives. And so she goes to the bathroom. I just take off walking. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm a horse of a different color, but like, you're a mother of 2. You are fine. I'm not going to leave you here. I didn't just come here, walk in with you, drop you off, and then drive away and be like, ha ha ha, that's how I got rid of my wife. How'd you lose your wife? Did you get a divorce? No. I took her to Sam's Club and she had to go pee, so I left. Ha ha ha. Like, no, of course, I'm going to go walk around and look what I actually came here to look for. Like, do the same. I'll see you eventually, or we'll be fine. We'll find each other. And I knew that wouldn't be the case. So as I'm walking around, I get like 50 text messages and calls like, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you at? What are you looking at? What are you doing? It's like, what does it matter? I mean, you haven't asked any questions yet. I mean, I'm looking at something. We're here. We're in the same store. And she's like, I think I'm just going to hang out over here. Yeah, hang out over there. Doesn't matter. But I told her, I was like, I'm looking for a bag-and-box soda. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. And so she's like, I'll ask somebody if they have it so you don't just walk around the store. I'm like, that's kind of my thing, you know? I don't want to... If it's too hard for me to find, the fact that they have it doesn't always help me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, somebody could have something, and I want to go buy it, but I don't want to talk to that person that has it and ask them where it is every time. So I want to know where it's at so I can walk in and do it. So if I ask somebody, what if you move it? Like, what? I don't want to have to ask you. But she did ask somebody, and then she called me again and said they don't have it. So it did stop me looking. And I was like, I figured that. I looked through this whole store. They don't have it. But I'll meet you at the food court. At least we'll have a cheap lunch. So we get a slice of pizza. I get me a hot dog, too, because I'm hungry. She gets a slice of pizza. We get a soda. soda machine. And I'm looking. I'm not talking. I'm not thinking. I eat that food. I don't think about what I'm eating. I don't even. She's like, is that hot dog any good? I was thinking about getting one. It's like, I don't remember eating it at all. I'm so, in Rain Man problem solving, Rain Man, the airplane's going to go down, brain, which I've been in since September. I don't remember if it's good, and it's like I'm just trying to figure out where to buy this stuff, where to buy it, and then I'm trying to figure out the value of it. I have no idea, you know what I mean? So it's like if I buy a 5-gallon bag of syrup of Dr. Pepper, how many Dr. Peppers does that make? How many, and how much does it cost per ounce? You know what I mean? All that math. I'm doing all that math, and there's some of it's like, well, it's going to make 30 gallons of soda. 5 gallons will make 30 gallons. Okay. Well, how many ounces are in a gallon? 128. Okay. Well, how many ounces are in 30 gallons? 3,840. Okay. Now, divide that by 24. It's 160 or something. It's like, so you're going to sell 160 sodas if you use 24. It's like, well, you should probably use 12 ounces because of ice and all this. If you're going to use 24 ounce cup, I'm doing all that math. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be like, then you get to the point where it's like, well, what does that cost compared to cans? And a can costs 50 cents for a high-end soda, like a Dr. Pepper or a Coke per can, maybe 65 cents per can. And if you're selling them for a couple bucks, but I don't want to sell cans of soda for $2. I will never sell a 12-ounce can of soda for $2. I don't give a shit if that's actually fair. It looks bad. So it's like, but I would sell 12 ounces of a fountain soda for $2 because it looks better and it's got ice in it. And there's more cost to it, actually, because you have cups and lids and straws and labor now to make it if they're not self-serve. So all of this stuff is, and I find that Costco is selling name brand sodas for like $60. But when you're in that range, when you're in the $80, $60 range, you can make it work. You can make good money if you have your own fountain and you're not hiring a distributor. But it's Costco business. So now we're leaving Sam's Club, which doesn't have it. And I find it on Costco. And then I'm like, but this, and I'm trying to log in. I'm trying to like create accounts and do all this stuff. And it's too much. It's not working. Saying that I can't have it delivered to my zip code because I live in Davenport, Oklahoma, where I'm trying to get it delivered. And then it's like, but it also says I can't have it delivered in Oklahoma City, which is insane. I'm literally right next door to a Costco, but it's different. And so I put my wife on it. I'm like, you figure it out. Call them or something, which ultimately we don't get answers. Apparently there's Costco business delivery that has all the products that I want. A distributor, basically, all the products that I want. But there's no way to access it unless you live in Denver or Phoenix. You know what I mean? So she's finding out that information. She is helping me. But there's one crucial moment where the Heatherism happens even more. Is we're pulling out of Sam's. She's looking at Costco stuff, and I'm driving on the road now with other drivers. We're both lost in our own thoughts and problem. And I'm like, is that the highway? She's like, yeah, that's the highway. Just to get on that. And so I get on it. And I said, is that the highway? I mean, like, we're trying to go home now. I got to take you home, drop you off, and then go to the shop and show Shannon the piece of crap that I just bought and wasted the whole day doing. So we start driving down that highway, and she's talking to Costco, and we got, we're soda men, we're just soda ladies, and we're just going after it. And she's like, trying to be like, well, I have to live there, or can Costco warehouse, ship that to a Costco nearby, and I'll just come pick up the boxes that we need. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Why, I'll transfer you, because nobody knows, because nobody cares, because nobody's trying to do anything, and it doesn't matter. Convenience doesn't matter. What are you talking about? Just call Coca-Cola and have them deliver it to your store. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you trying to do this on your own? You're such a stupid idiot. Like, that's what the lady on the phone is thinking. So, as I'm driving, I finally be like, babe, this is the turnpike. And are we even going the right direction? She's like, I don't know. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know? You told me that this was the highway. And she's like, yeah, it is a highway. And I was like, did you think that when I asked you, is this the highway, that I was asking, is this a highway that I can drive on? I was aware of that. You know what I mean? I knew that. I was not asking that. And she's like, well, I didn't know what to, like, it's confused. Like, where are you going? I don't know where you're going. It's like, what are you talking? I'm going home. I mean, we bought the thing. We had a cheap lunch. I'm going home. I don't want to drive on a toll road to totally negate, we just ate a crappy $1 lunch at Sam's, and now we're going to pay $20 on a damn toll road. Just going the wrong directions because I said, is that the highway? And you're like, that's a highway. Get on it there, Jerry. I did. That comment didn't go very good either. It was just, so I get back and I drop her off and I love her and she's taking the dog out, which at the beginning when I was saying they were at wrestling practice and they're going to find whatever, and I got sidetracked. The dog definitely got into tonight's dinner. It was on the counter or something and it had eaten it. So I'm sure there's a doggy punishment going on in there. Because we got this dog and it's been great, but it hasn't messed up anything. It doesn't bark. It's a perfect dog. All it does is it's kennel trained, which is awesome. I would do that to people. I guess that's what we do at the border, but it is freaking awesome. Kennel trained, loves being in this kennel. So, at night, put it in the kennel. When you leave, put it in the kennel. It's fine. Goes to sleep, loves the kennel. Great. Well, she's been leaving the kennel door open and let the dog have kind of, because it likes to sit on the couch with me. I got the meditation couch. And so the dog every morning doesn't bark, never barks, which is, it does it other dogs. I didn't know how to feel about it, but it doesn't bark and I love it. So now it's like, cool. And all it does is want to come up, snuggle up and not bark. Perfect dog. Not bite at you, not nip at you, it wants to lick you a little. If you want a kiss, it'll give you a kiss. But so it's been a perfect dog, and it's funny to me that, it's still a dog. It's still a kid. You know what I mean? Still a little kid. So mommy left. Doggy got into the food. So it'll be interesting to hear my wife's take on that when we walk in. So anyways, I knew I had the wrong soda machine. I knew it doesn't work. I knew I wasted my money. I knew the money that I spent would have repaired the old soda machine. But it doesn't change the fact that even if the old soda machine is working, how do we get the syrup in a price that's comparable or better than a can of soda? You know what I mean? You don't want to be where you're buying syrups and you're working on soda machines and you're basically, other than space and storage, you're basically not saving anything. So that was the same problem I left with this morning, and then I got to drive back to the taco shop with the same problem in my head, because the soda machine that I bought is like a 1960s, and that's another thing. When I seen it, I realized it wasn't the same one that I thought it was. But I didn't want to say anything because I can't barter with the gypsy, and I can't be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined your day." That's like, it's my mistake. I already drove here. I might as well take it. So here's a true thing that maybe you don't know because I didn't know. Before the past 20 years, probably, so the 90s and the 80s, probably, 70s maybe, what people would do that ran fountain machines, they basically you have a dispenser. That's all it is. So the soda syrup, maybe they had there's different versions of this, but the version that we bought was the one where, like, if you run a carnival or if you run a food truck, even maybe somewhere where you don't have a water source, and a long time, because they didn't make the bagged syrup, they had these big canisters of already pre-carbonated, already mixed soda. And so what you do actually, is they mix the soda syrup, they put it in this 5-gallon barrel, and then you punch your line that has a pump in it. You punch your line on one side, and then the other side, you punch the carbonation. And so it pressurizes the canister with carbonation, and then it sends carbonated soda through a cooling mechanism underneath your soda dispenser, because you got to have that CO2 cold so it doesn't escape, and then that comes up to your dispenser and you have it. So you call Pepsi or Coke and you say, I need another canister of 5 gallons of soda. And people would have these big-ass canisters, and there's a name for them, like Fiegel or Fuggle. You can't even say it anymore. It's racist, but they have all these different, and that's what they used to do. You just, boom. And this thing that we bought is that. It's a boomer. It's a dispenser. It's a tap with the chilling stand and the tray, which is valuable. Big aluminum block thing. That's 4 inlets and 4 outlets, and it runs through this aluminum block that's covered in ice, and so your outlets are cooled. So, but in my mind, I'm a total failure. I wasted the day. I didn't solve the problem. I didn't fix any other problems I had to go on today, and I bought something that and I'm still searching for answers. That's the kind of day I've had. I'm in the same exact position at the beginning as I am at the end. It's like, those are days you don't like, no matter what you do. But when you feel like, holy crap, this sucks. But to be fair to the day, and because I got the brain I got, and Shannon's got the brain he's got, and we work so well together, is after, you got to understand what happens when we get involved with something. We don't know what we're doing. I think a lot of people think that we have experience doing things that we have no experience doing. And so anything that we've done, whether it be with the trailer, with mowing, with podcasting, with anything that we have done, we get the thing, we in our mind think we know how it works. We then crawl around the thing that we bought like monkeys, like literal monkeys, like baboons, and like tap and move and take stuff apart and look at it to see how it works, and then look at each other and be like, I don't understand, and then try to figure. Then we go to the internet. It's at that point that we go to the internet and say, how does this work? That's the point we go. Should we go before? Absolutely. Absolutely, buddy. But we don't. And so I bring the soda machine in, me and Shannon crawl all over it, take it all apart, we go, I don't understand. He's like, the thing I don't get, and it's the same thing I don't get. Same thing I knew that didn't work. It's like, where the hell's the water? Where's the inlets in this thing? Where's the inlets? It's got the hoses. You can put syrup or water on them and dispense water, and you put a pump on. I don't know. How the hell does this thing work? So now you have to spend hours trying to figure out how this machine works. That ultimately, when you figure it out, realize it's not for you, because they don't sell Fugels anymore. You know what I mean? You can't, unless, because here's what happened. People were selling cans of soda or making ways to dispense them out of a tap, like a soda jerk, with small things of syrup and mixing it with carbonate, whatever, figuring it out home style. Well, Coca-Cola's like, here's an idea. Why don't we just pour a bunch of Coke inside this can that's flat, have them mix it with carbonation? That'll 5 gallons. That's a lot. That's whatever, 2.5 liters per gallon. That's however many sodas per can. Change the cans every week. 5 gallons of soda will serve a lot of people. And if you got a couple things of Pepsi on that spigot, then you're fine. So, unless we want to go buy 3 liters of off-brand soda and buy this canister that our machine will hook up to, and then try to remarket like a off-brand Fanta into something that people will want to pay for at our taco shop, this machine doesn't work for us. So now our creative brain, my brain's like, well, is it a waste? And Shannon, so's his. He's like, you know what this would be great for? We could turn this bottom part into a swamp cooler. It's like, and he's right. It would be great. But it's like we're already taking what we bought that didn't matter and changing it into a new project. And then I started thinking, it's like, well, what about iced tea, buddy? What about tea? Because tea is not carbonated. We wouldn't need the CO2. We just need a pump. We'll pump it out to the spigot. And they have a shut off on pumps now, like our pump that we had in the trailer, where if the valve's shut, then it pump tea. And we got into that. Like, we could do tea. We could do tea and sweet tea and water. It'd be cold. Then I was like, well, what about milk? And I was just joking. And he's like, okay, yeah, milk there. And it would work. You had to put a pump on it, each hose. But then I said, wait a minute. What if this dispensed vodka? Hey, what's in a White Russian? And he's like, what? Isn't it just vodka and milk and chocolate? And he's like, no, I mean, it's Kahlua and cream and vodka. So I was close. I was like, oh, yeah. And probably milk. You probably want milk, maybe. I don't know. It's like, no, cream. I said, what if we make a White Russian machine out of this thing? And if you've listened to our show and realized the 5 times we went to Vegas and our drink had to be the White Russian, we had to have a White Russian. We drank White Russians when we went to Vegas. And there's no reason. I mean, it's part of the Big Lebowski. I mean, so whatever. That probably inspired it or was part of it. It's funny. It's funny to order a White Russian. And Shannon's like, that's the greatest idea you've ever had. This is a White Russian machine. It's the only White Russian machine. We can make all these dispensers, and we started planning it. It's already planned. We call it the Dude. We put it in the corner. We put it on its stand. We kind of mask some of the elements of it. It's a vintage dispenser. People will recognize it because I recognize what it is. This is a vintage dispenser that just dispenses White Russians. You just bought the first and only White Russian machine, and you named it the Dude, and it's decorated in the Big Lebowski. Now, none of that's done, but the vision's there, and it's already done in our heads. And it's a huge deal. And it has nothing to do with soda, and I still have the same problem on my head. But that's today. That's today for you. That's what happened, and that's what I've been thinking about, and that took all day. And I know it doesn't, it took 48 minutes to tell you. So, why did it take so long? I don't know, but a lot of thoughts go through the head. So, we started the day without a soda machine or a soda plan. Let's just call it the soda plan. We ended the day without a soda plan. But for some reason, we have a White Russian dispenser that is awesome. And it's the world's only. That's the Dude. Go to OK Taco. Take a hit from the Dude. All the videos that we can do making White Russian. I mean, the Dude is there. It's there and it's part of it. And you can't get mad at it. You can't. I mean, like, if you're the health department, what is that? That's the Dude. Well, what's that? It's a White Russian dispenser. Do you have a liquor license? We don't sell them. Why would you have it? For a private club. We do a private club on Saturday, and we have White Russians. We don't sell them. They're for club members. If they want them, they make them. Did we totally find a way around? No. White Russians. And that could be white Ukrainians, too, depending on how the war goes. I don't know. I have no information on that. I left it by my Corvette. So, anyways, that was today. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I hope it all makes sense to you. It's a lot in my head. It's a lot. A lot of this stuff's a lot. It's going to be crazy. It is crazy. We're crazy. I'm stupid and I'm autistic and those don't have to correlate. I just am both of those. And so that's where we're at, though. I hope you enjoy the show. If you do, subscribe, all this stuff. If you're a family member watching, because some of you guys, I noticed you've been watching. Love you. So that's it. I gotta get out of here. Give my kids a kiss before bed. Try to remember that I'm a dad and, they have their own life going on too that I gotta be aware of and acknowledge. So, love you. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Be nice to yourself. Have an okay day. Don't let your meatloaf. This is the Connie G Show. If you want to find the Connie G Show, go to Con Radio or the Connie G Show. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, go to YouTube, search for Con Radio. I'm always on there, and that's me. If you want to support us on Patreon, go for it. If you want to listen to the OK Taco Show, which is, out of Davenport now, and we got the studio set up, and it's weekly, and it's going to be consistent, go to Patreon. Patreon's where you're going to find the OK Taco Show. So yeah, with that being said, be good to yourself. Love you. Yeah, that's it. So have an okay day.